Just after midnight, NASA will launch a first-of-its-kind mission to crash a spacecraft into an asteroid. Ed, this sounds like a script out of a science thriller, a movie.
Yeah, kind of has Bruce Willis and Armageddon written all over it. But this is an out-of-this-world mission, and today I got to speak with a NASA scientist about the DART program. Joining us now is Mitch Schulte, program scientist with NASA on the DART mission. Mitch, it's great to talk to you today. I'll tell you what, I read up on this mission and it really sounds like something straight out of science fiction or some blockbuster astro disaster movie. Tell us more about the DART mission.
Yeah, so this is really exciting. We're going to try for the very first time to actually change the way an object goes about its orbit. And we've never really done that before. So this is an attempt to change the orbit of a small moonlet that's actually orbiting around a larger asteroid, so that we'll be able to measure the change in the orbit with ground-based telescopes, so to demonstrate the technology that we can actually influence some of what goes on out there.
And for folks who are wondering, DART is an acronym, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, and this all falls under the umbrella of planetary defense. Can you expand on that just a little bit?
Sure. So planetary defense is something that we work on very seriously here at NASA. We coordinate with some other federal agencies on that, but the idea is to try and find, track, and pay attention to some of these objects that are in what we call near-Earth orbits, or they're near-Earth objects. Some of them are fairly large, some of them are fairly small, but we want to try and find as many as we possibly can. And again, this test is designed to try and see if we can actually influence whether these would become hazardous to us in the future.
Right, and it's going to take a while for this spacecraft to get to the asteroid, if I'm correct, right on 9 to 10 months. But during that 9 to 10 month span, there are a lot of other tests that will be initiated with this program.
Yeah, so we're, of course, trying very hard to identify as many of these objects as we can. We've done a pretty good job with some of the larger objects, and so we know where most of those are. But some of the smaller ones, you know, on the order of about 100 meters in diameter, which could still do a lot of damage, or all the way down to, you know, between 10 and 100 meters in diameter. We really want to understand a lot more about what population of these objects is out there, try and find them, and make sure that we can keep track of them.
And once we get this collision with this asteroid, the moonlet of this main asteroid, how we'll be able to tell if this project, after so many months, was successful? How are we going to be able to confirm that this asteroid or moonlet has shifted off of its track?
Right, so what we're trying to do is change the orbit of that small object, the little moonlet, around the larger object, the main asteroid. What we're trying to do is time it so that the object is actually relatively close to us. It'll be about 7 million miles away when the impact occurs. And then we'll use ground-based telescopes to determine whether the orbit of that smaller moonlet has changed.
And why specifically was this asteroid system chosen? Well, first, is this one that folks on planet Earth need to worry about?
No, it's not one that is that's hazardous to us at the moment. And that was one of the reasons it was chosen, is because it's not a direct danger to us. It also, because it's a binary system, so again, it's the smaller object, and we'll actually be able to detect those changes in the orbit of the smaller object around the larger one much better than we can detect changes in the orbit of a larger object, for example, that's in orbit just around the sun. So it's kind of an ideal situation, having this pair of asteroids that are so close together, with one orbiting the other. And then having the system be relatively close to us while still not a danger to us.
We have quite a space-savvy populace here on the Gulf Coast and a lot of fans at NASA. Where can folks go and learn more about the DART program?
So you can go to nasa.gov/DART, and that'll have all the information about the mission there. If you're on social media, you can use the hashtag DARTmission. And then, of course, you know, just for general NASA things, for all your listeners, you can always go to nasa.gov and find about all of our great missions there.
Mitch Schulte, project scientist with the DART program. We wish you and your team the best of luck with this new endeavor.
Thank you.